There is no doubt that we love jargon and acronyms in healthcare, especially when it comes to B2B marketing. We have this operating theory that we need to sound like and mimic the language that is used by our target audience, whether that audience is clinicians or IT folks. But is our use of that technical and clinical language effective when it comes to marketing? Well, I'm going to discuss that with my guest today on the program. Hello and welcome to Swaay.Health, where we explore the latest insights and interesting stories from the brightest minds in healthcare marketing. I'm Colin Hung, and joining me today on the program is Ahava Leibtag. She is the president of Ahava Media Group. You've probably seen her videos and her commentary posted on social media. She is an amazing person. I can't wait to actually sit down with her, or in this case, stand up with her, to chat about a recent survey that Ahava Media Group completed around the use of plain English in B2B marketing. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at the results. So sit back, enjoy, and let's get right to it. Ahava, welcome to the program. So excited that you're here and so excited to have you finally on our program.
Yay, Colin, thank you. I've been looking forward to this for a long time, so I appreciate it.
We see each other all the time at conferences, and now we're finally making it happen.
And we're making the magic happen.
That's right. Now, you recently came out with some interesting B2B findings that spoke about plain language as opposed to heavy on the verbiage of jargon.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that study.
So one of the things that we've been trying to communicate to both the B2C and B2B audiences is that complexity doesn't communicate authority. Meaning, we often think that if we speak with, a lot of jargon, with, a lot of words, if we sound smart, people will be impressed and they'll want to do business with us. Whether it's on the B2C side in healthcare, trusting the institution or the doctor, whether it's on the B2B side, trusting the organization and the service or the product. So very often when we work in the B2C space, we have really great research that shows that consumers ultimately prefer plain language, need plain language, and plain language is not defined as dumbing things down or, taking the jargon out, but rather can people find what they need, understand what they read, and then use it to make a decision. So when you think of it in that framework, you recognize that you can still use big words. You just want to make sure that the way the words are combined together is easy for people to understand. On the B2B side, there didn't really exist research like this. So we did our own research, both qualitative and quantitative. We took an original piece of content that we found on a technical healthcare white paper, and we rewrote it in plain language. In the qualitative part of it, we got great, quotes from people who were like, I could never show people the original. The plain language really appeals to me. I can show this to my buyers. I can show this to other people on my committee. Because in a B2B space, you usually have co-personas. It's not just one buyer. There's sometimes the CFO or the CEO, the person signing on the line, the executive sponsor. And then we did a quantitative study, which we're going to publish those results. We're so excited about those results. One piece that I think is really fantastic that you could really bring to your manager and say, this is proof that we should do it like this, is that we took 4 original pieces of content and wrote them again in plain language, and we showed them to people on the survey. And when showed a original piece of content about downloading a white paper, only 15% said they would download it. When showed the plain language piece, 68% said that they would download it. So there, the delta is just the place where you find the proof that people just would really, really prefer to be spoken to in a way that helps them understand it, rather than spoken to in a way that then you walk away, okay, this person maybe knows what they're talking about, but boy, do they think they're smart.
Right, but I didn't understand a word of it.
Exactly.
I didn't internalize any of it.
Exactly.
Which is not the thing you want to have happen on the B2B side.
Exactly, or any side.
So what are some of the practical implications that you would say are coming from your findings?
So what we want to encourage people to do is to be as simple and plain as possible and not use words like seamless and integrate. And those are not necessarily the way to introduce yourself to a client, whether it's in on your website, your social media content, your white papers, whatever it is. you have a really important point of view that you want to tell your audience about. We do this and we do it better than other people, and here's why. And you don't need to use, highfalutin MBA words to impress upon people that you're going to be the best service solution for them. What you really need to do is communicate the benefit of what you can do. One of the things I always talk about is that when Steve Jobs introduced the iPod to people, he didn't say, we have this many things of memory and our engineers have figured out, right? What did he say? He said, you can hold 10,000 songs in your pocket. So thinking more about the emotional part of what the benefit is to what you're selling, and then thinking about how to communicate that as clearly as possible. One of the things I always talk about in content marketing is that it's our job to build relationships with people. When you build relationships with people, you build trust with people. How do you build trust with people? You give them information that they can use. And when you give it to them in a way they can understand, they're going to automatically see you as a trusted partner.
Right, and that trust is certainly key to establishing that relationship, which we all know is key to actually making B2B sales and landing those implementations in the healthcare world.
Absolutely, right, exactly.
Well, Ahava, you spent a lot of time with us today. You've given us a lot of great information. If people want to go and find this report and find out more about you, where can they go?
Yeah, absolutely. So go to ahamediagroup.com and you can find information, and then we're all over LinkedIn. So happy to talk, happy to show the report. We're planning some webinars. We're planning to introduce the white paper at the B2B Forum in Boston early in October, and have further surprises planned for early next year. So we're very excited about this research, and we plan to bang on that drum.
I love it. I love it. Plain language. That's the way to go.
That's the way to go, yeah.
Well, Ahava, appreciate you coming on the program
Absolutely.
with me. Loved all the information you shared.
Thank you, Colin. I appreciate the time.
I want to thank Ahava for being on our program today. She was just as wonderful as I imagined. I really appreciated the information she shared about the use of plain English language when it comes to B2B marketing. It turns out we don't have to speak to the same level as our audience. We need to use plain language rather than technical or clinical jargon. And hey, if you enjoyed this interview as much as I did, please like and subscribe. Also, head on over to Swaay.Health. That's Swaay with 2 A's, .health. That's where you'll find more great content like this. I'm Colin Hung. Thanks for being here, and we'll catch you on the next video.